good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. We're continuing our journey through Psalm 23. Today, the phrase we're going to be focusing on is, "Yea, though I walk through the valley." Yea, though I walk through the valley. Psalm 23 says this, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." That's Psalm 23. And today we're going to focus on the phrase, "Yea, though I walk through the valley." There's going to be times where the Lord is taking you through valleys, and we have to remember that the Lord is walking there with us. When the shepherd is taking, a lot of times it's like in the summer when the grass is green up in the mountains, and so he will take them from the mainland, the lowland area, up to the mountains, and he'll do that through valleys as he's going up through there. And in the valleys, it's protected, but there could be all kinds of stuff he has to watch out for, and it can be kind of scary as you're going up through there, because of there's enemies on both sides. There's been many stories, one in particular where Tillman, he was a football player, and then he went to Afghanistan and actually was killed in a valley, and it was actually with friendly fire that he was killed, but there was enemies all around him. They were in the valley, and the enemy was shooting from all over the place above him, and so you just have to always watch out when you're in the valley because you're kind of a target there. Anyway, but the Lord is walking there with you, and the shepherd is walking with the sheep with you at that time also. And so you just have to remember that he's walking with you going through those times. There's two times where I can think of, both times were on mission trips. And as we were going into some scary places, and they weren't places that a tourist would go into by any means. The first place, we were in Jamaica, and we were in a place called Majestic Gardens. Majestic Gardens, it's kind of a suburb of Kingston, but it's not a nice place. There's a lot of murder and all kinds of things that happen there. In fact, right before that, a missionary had been killed there in that area. So it was a rough area, okay? And we were there witnessing, and we were going to have a church service there that night, and we were actually spending the night in the church, okay? And we were walking through the area to meet and pray with some people and to share the gospel with different people as we were walking through that area. Now, normally, if I'm by myself, I'd be like, I'm the only white guy in the area, and so I'm kind of a painted target, there. But at that particular time, I really was fearing no evil at that time. I had nothing to be afraid of. There was two guys on the trip, and they were both from New York, and they were both bodybuilders and spent a lot of time in the gym. So, and they always, when we were traveling, they were always wearing shorts and tank tops, and so, they were just huge guys. And so as I was walking there with them, they were always around me, and so I didn't really have to be feared for guy coming and trying to rob us or something, because these guys would say, "Whoa, what are you doing?" and like go and toss them across the street or whatever. And so I had nothing to fear. And God is the same way. He's there watching and protecting us as we're going through these valleys. The other time was I was in Africa. I was in actually South Sudan, and we went into a little marketplace to try and find a soccer ball, I believe. And as we came out, there was a guy, and he was drunk, And we had soldiers with us at the time, and they were armed and a pretty big guy. That I'm not even going to tell you the name of the guy, but he was a big guy, okay, and he was walking with us, and he was like a super nice guy to us. And so as we're walking, it starts to rain, and as it rains, one of the vehicles comes to get us from the mission agency. And they came, and we're getting ready. We're getting into the vehicle, and this drunk guy comes out, and he's wanting money and stuff. And he comes out, and he puts his hands right on the hood of the vehicle, and has the attitude of, "I'm not moving until you pay me something." Well, that was the wrong thing to do, because my friend, he's like, "Oh, great!" He shakes his head. And we're in this little like Toyota Land Cruiser or something like that. And he shakes his head, and he gets out of the vehicle. And he's like such a big guy, he has to like, "Oh, great, I got to get out of this little vehicle now." And he gets out, and he's huge. And that guy takes one look at him, and he just takes off. It takes off running. He was like, "I don't even want to mess around with him." And all it took was one look at the guy. And he took off running. So in the same way, God is watching out for us. You really don't have to be afraid. Now, it's going to be scary. You're gonna encounter some rough times, but God is with you. Now, God is taking you through those rough times so that you can help others. So, for example, imagine with me that. Let's say that my company has gone through bankruptcy, and that's a tough time for me, and with a financial disaster and stuff. Well, he's taking me through that, and he's walking me through that. Then and what happens then, a few years later, I find out someone else has had the same thing happen to them. I'm able to walk through that with them and encourage them, and then also not go, "Oh, they had financial difficulty. Oh, too bad for them," and laugh at them and look down on them, because I went through the same thing. Okay, and so I'm able to understand them more and walk through them with it. They are walking through a valley, and then I was able to walk through the valley, last year or whatever, and I can walk through it with them and have compassion on all kinds of stuff that you deal with. If your marriage is rocky, or you have death in the family, or sickness, or all kinds of stuff like that. Those are valleys that you're going through, that the Lord is taking you through them, but then you're able to help other people get through those same valleys later on. So it's something to watch out for, and to recognize that, okay, I'm going through a valley right now, but the Lord is with me. Okay? So that's my encouragement for today. Just watch out as you go through the valley. And remember, the phrase today is, "Yea, though I walk through the valley." All right? Lord's blessing. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking the Word. I'll see you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Psalm 23. Blessings.